Pete, I know we ask you all the time why Taysom Hill doesn't get used even more, but especially in this last game, was it something about the matchup you didn't like? Or?
No, I think we just, when you look at the amount of plays that we ended up having, and then 20 of those 50 plays that we had, 49, were 2-minute hurry up, trying to get to the ball and go. And so, obviously I can do a better job getting him in there earlier. But it just, the flow of the game, we had way too many 3-and-outs. We never really got into a rhythm, and that starts with me. So, again, we love having him on the field. We want him on the field. It was just the way that game unfolded, unfortunately.
What is the downside of almost like making it automatic that every time it's like 3rd and 3 or shorter, like that's a Taysom Hill down, or like just like working out of that offense? What's the downside to him playing that much and that regularly?
Well, I don't know if there is a downside, but obviously, you study what they're doing defensively as well. And so I think, as we're putting the plan together, we're kind of trying to come up with the things that we feel comfortable with in those situations. And again, listen, whenever he's on the field, we feel confident something positive is going to happen. And starting with me, we can get him on the field more. Again, the flow of that game just, we didn't play well and we didn't do anything well, and it starts with me.
I think there was a 3rd and short, I think either the first or second drive where you went power, but you used Olave. Was that because of something you saw from what they were doing defensively?
Yeah, I think that, as we went through the game plan process and then put our short yardage list together, we usually get together and say, hey, coming out of the gate, we let our players know, hey, this is going to be the first 3rd and short call. And then, that was our choice. And obviously, I wish I had picked something different, so.
Just had a week to where you're going up against these athletic sideline-to-sideline linebackers like Patrick Queen and Watson. This week you've got Devin Bush, and then of course the return T.J. Watt, who serves a bit of a different purpose. But what about the specific challenges that come with play calling and designing an offense against a very strong second level?
Yeah, I think that when you watch them, obviously with their 3-4 structure, they obviously do a great job against the run game. It's a physical team. They tackle well, and so that's part of us putting together a plan that we feel good about. And obviously they're well coached. Like I said, they tackle well. It's a big challenge for us, and so we obviously got to play better than we did last week.
Is it a big shift to go up against the 4-3 and then switch up to go up against the 3-4, or are there just certain?
Well, I think when you have your schemes, as you're putting through training camp, you have really your core plays, and then what you feel comfortable with maybe against the 3-4 scheme as opposed to maybe the 4-3 scheme.
How does implementing this week's plan change with the shorter week?
Well, the way Dennis has done the schedule, we've kind of pushed the week back to where today was really a Wednesday for us. And so as far as putting the plan together, we're on schedule. We'll just really lose it on the back end with the day that maybe we're out there to review. So I guess as far as the game planning goes, we're on schedule.
Pete, if it comes to it, you're missing a couple offensive linemen, and how big of a challenge is that in particular, especially since you've had that group pretty much playing together the entire season? Yeah,
I think together as a group they've played really well, but we have guys in that room that are here for reasons that if something happens, we feel comfortable with putting them in. And, again, today was the first day out, so we still have a couple days to see where we're at with that.
How do you feel about Cesar Ruiz stepping over to center, Calvin Throckmorton plugging in at right guard? Obviously, those are positions they've played before, even in this system. But how do you feel about them stepping in game?
Yeah, I think with the change, I think Cesar handled all the communication well. Got in there, he did his job. He's obviously, played well for us this year. He's played at a high level, and he just jumped right in and really, obviously, you want your 5 out there, but he did a good job for us. He really did.
Yeah, no, it's just real easy for us to be like, oh, they got to get Taysom 15 touches, 12 touches every game, and I'm sure you'd love to do that if you could, but what are some of the specific considerations, like when you go into a game saying, okay, we want to get them touches and then you don't? Like, what are some of the things you're looking at that makes you go away from it?
Well, I think just studying what they do defensively, when maybe you see them against some teams where the quarterback they have a team that has a quarterback that does run it, and, numbers count, things like that, and feeling good about what they're doing if what you're doing fits with what they're doing.
Is there a concern that it becomes less effective the more that he touches the ball, or is it really that confidence is there anytime he's on?
Listen, the confidence is there anytime we call it whatever the defense is in, and again, just I got to get more plays for him out there, and with just play calls, we had him in the game plan. Again, we didn't have many plays to begin with, but when he's in, we feel confident.
How has Trevor Penning been coming along with his rehab and everything? Was today a big step for him to be back out on the field with the new capacity?
I know this. I think obviously, a lot of that communication happens with the trainers and dentists, and then the message comes to us. But I think that everything we've heard as a coaching staff has been very positive, and we'll be excited when he does get back out there on the field for practice.
If Eric is unable to go, would the plan be to keep Cesar at center? Because I know last year, in a similar situation, it was Will Clapp who would be the starting center, so you don't have two people playing.
Yeah, I think without getting into specifics, I think still, today was just the first day. We still have 2 days to see where we're at, and then, talking with Doug and Zach and Dennis, there'll be a plan in place, and we'll go with it when we feel the time is right to say, all right, this is what we need to do.
Coach, sorry, asking another Taysom question, but Coach Rushar, tight ends, and Cody Burns, wide receivers coach, do you have conversations with them about, especially since it's said that Mike Thomas, won't be back, might not be back this season, conversation with them about utilizing him, more in the passing game?
I think that regardless of what position technically he is, what meeting room he goes into, we want to use him in the pass game. And again, just giving him more opportunity starts with me. But those discussions happen every week. And, just like the run game, there's plays for him in the pass game as well, where he's lined up in maybe whatever tight end letter it is, but he's playing a receiver spot. And so that varies week to week.
Why do you think Olave has been just able to kind of just step right in, and you guys have needed him to play a huge role, and he's delivered? What trait is it that makes him deliver?
Well, I think it starts with, he's his ability, but he's smart. And I've said it before, he understands his route, he understands the coverage, and he knows how to make adjustments to the route that puts himself in an open void sometimes versus zone. Maybe you put a route in specifically for man, and he knows, okay, this is how I'm going to adjust. So I think that he's able to move around a little bit in different spots. I said he's smart, and he's competitive. He loves to play, and he's talented. And when a play is called, a lot of times somewhere along the line he's going to be in the progression, and we're confident if the ball goes his way. But he's played at a high level. He has.
I think the broadcast pointed that exact point out. I can't remember what play it was, but he kind of settled down into a soft spot.
I know what play you're talking about. Yeah.
And that's for a young player, I guess, is that kind of rarity?
Yeah, I think sometimes that as you grow in your career, you figure those situations out because maybe you broke out into somebody and you end up getting hit. But I think he just has that natural feel that sometimes it's just him. It's his ability. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's coaching. Obviously, you talk to him about it, but he just, again, executes in the right area, and he does it without fooling the quarterback. Quarterback and him, they're on the same page.
What's the biggest adjustment rookie receivers typically have to make? It's what you're just talking about, one of those things?
Yeah, I think it is one of those things. I think the system is, learning the system. It's a long season. I think that understanding the scheme, what you're specifically trying to do, and I think as they grow, they might just, know just more than their spot. They might know the whole picture as they grow in the offense over the years. But I think for a guy like Chris, who's smart, he kind of knows exactly where he's supposed to be and where other people are supposed to be on the field at the same time. So the whole pass concept works together, not just I'm just going to go out and just do what my route is. And, maybe, you get in the way of somebody else by maybe adjusting your route. He has a feel for where he can be and can't be pretty quickly for a rookie.